You got to stop complaining. The reason why things aren't going the way you expected, the reason why that person keeps failing you, the reason why you don't understand what the fuck is going on and why things are happening the way that they're happening is because you keep complaining. You complain more than you try to find a solution. And that's a problem. It wasn't until, remember I told you, I'm not going to tell you to do something I haven't done. It wasn't until I stopped complaining about my life and started taking control of my life that things actually started to change. Me complaining, crying. I'm not saying that don't do those things because you need a release. People are like, oh, don't cry. You need to cry because it bothers you. It hurts. It's annoying. So you're going to get upset. You're going to cry. That's fine. But complaining isn't, I think I should start there. What is complaining? Complaining is talking about something over and over and over again that one, you haven't tried to find a solution for. Two, you have no control over. And three, that makes you upset, but you're not doing anything to move from that situation. Does that make sense? Complaining isn't voicing your opinion. Complaining is not, damn, I really don't like this, because you're processing it. You're processing what's happening. So that's not complaining. Complaining is, you know what's wrong, but you're not trying to solve it, fix it, change it, or let it go. That's complaining, and it's done over a long period of time. Not even a long period, if it's more than a couple of hours. If you're sitting there and you find yourself going, I hate the way he breathes. I freaking hate him. He's just so this, he's just so that, she's just so this. Look at this chick. Look, would you look at this? If you're doing that, you're wasting time. You're wasting your time because you're looking at the problem and you're rehearsing the problem. You're studying the problem, but you're not studying the problem to fix it. You're not studying the problem to see if you need to be part of it or not part of it. You're not studying the problem to see if you're part of the problem. You understand? Because one thing I learned in a lot of what I used to complain about, I had a hand in it because I was enabling it to happen. I was allowing it to happen because I got a payoff from it. Because I was the good one. I was the one that knew what they were doing. I was the one that, always showed up. So it's like it gave me this weird ass badge of, yeah, I'm doing the right thing. But in actuality, I was allowing something to happen that shouldn't have been happening. Got it? So, but I would sit and complain about it. I would sit and complain until the point my spirits were like, shut up. If you are not going to do anything about it, or you can't do anything about it, shut up about it. Just leave it alone. Because what you're doing is you're feeding it. You're feeding it. If you're not coming up with protocols for it to stop happening, if you're not coming up, even if you come up with stuff, right? Let's say you sit down, you talk to the person, you're like, communication and compromise. The pre-Panamanian lady told me about communication and compromise, right? Communication and compromise. So you sat down with the person and you explained to them how you felt. You voiced your opinion. You did not complain. That's not complaining. Remember, that's not complaining. That's voicing your opinion. That's how you feel, right? And you see that person's like, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, okay, I understand what you're saying, and then they leave you, apologize, all that stuff. They leave you, and then they do it again. You understand? And then it's just like, okay, we had this discussion. What's going on? You're going to go to them again. Okay, you messed up again. What is this? And then they're like, oh, they give you 101 excuses. That's the first red flag where you're like, I need to leave this alone because I'm just going to keep complaining about it. First red flag. If they're like, yeah, and they start giving excuses why it happened again, like, okay, guys, kind of put protocols in place. I'm talking to the people like me who put protocols in place, all that other stuff. And then you find yourself, and the person's like, yeah, I'm gonna do it, blah, 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 all this other stuff. And then you're like, okay, you leave again. You come back, same shit. And you're like, what the hell? By then, if you talk to them about it again, you're complaining. The first 2 times, you're just like, okay, this is, okay, let me slow down a little bit. This is how I do it. You can do it anyhow, any way you feel like doing it. This is what I do. I always tell you what I do. I give you 2 strikes. You can do things to me twice, depending on what it is. You could do things to me twice, because the first time you do it, I feel like you didn't know. You didn't know. You don't know me like that. You don't know whether you're my kids, whether you're whatever. You don't know me like that. So I'm going to be like, hey, I don't like that. Don't do that. They're like, if you're like, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't know, blah, 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 all that other stuff. I'm like, okay, you do it again. And I'm, like I said, depending on what it is, you do it again. And I'm sitting there going like, yo, we talked about this. I don't understand why this is happening again. We had this discussion. Like, you agreed, we agreed, what's going on? And if they're like, yo, because people lapse, people forget. To build a habit takes time. It takes time to build a habit. So it's like people tend to lapse. So what happens is you have to understand that when people lax, you have to give them that grace. But then when people do it the 3rd time, you don't even have a discussion with them. You don't have a discussion with them. You don't talk to them. You don't say anything to them. You just move accordingly because they are making choices. And if you have to talk to somebody about something for the 3rd time, you're complaining.